All right, folks. Day 2, we're back. I ended up buying all the Cat 6 that they had at the Home Depot. That's the only box they had. What I plan on doing, I know Amy may be here today. What I'm probably going to do, we're going to be here late. I have to pull, I was going to get a switch, but I'm not going to do that. We have to pull 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Gonna pull 14 new cables from here all the way back. Because I was gonna get a switch, but I'm like, we got this 48 port switch here that's gonna be able to power everything. We'll just have to take the time to pull new cables here and get them all the way back here, and then we can go. So what I'm gonna do is, we did some pull strings, so that'll be fine to pull this back. I did pick up some other stuff. I believe I got everything that I need. We're gonna mount the rest of the server channels here, run them all the way up, and then do a pull string. What I think I might do is use one of the cables that's already there as my pull string, and then add a pull string to it, and then replace that cable so I can pull everything. Hopefully that'll go a lot smoother. I just need to get it over the access here, get it back here, and once we get it here, we're pretty straightforward after that. Also gonna open up that hole there, the camera in the front, replace that with the cable the other cable I need to run outside. I am gonna go to Micro Center because I gotta pick up a few things. And then they have a flex there, another flex switch, so I don't have to order that. I do need to order a case because they are out of stock of those. But I'll order the flex, put that here. I'll put it inside, and when I come back, that's when I'll put the other case outside. The second case, we'll mount that, put that outside for that to power the cameras. In the corner, we're probably on this side. We'll be able to do that here. So I believe this is the east wing. We'll be able to put the cameras on the outside for the east wing, hopefully, and then we'll do the other side when we come back. But that's what we got to do. Let me see how much I can get done before people start coming in here. And we go from there. Somebody's ringing the door. I missed it. Somebody was ringing the door. I don't know who that is. Oh, somebody just let him in. One of the kids, I guess, here. But anyway, let's get to work. And I still haven't even touched the doors. We've been so busy with that. I think the main thing is the cameras are what's the most important. So maybe I'll go upstairs after this and start getting this one done as well too, because I got to tap off where that is on the existing cables that are up there, which the new switch is supposed to be delivered today. So when we put that downstairs, this will be able to power these because I'm using the existing cables that were already ran downstairs. So let's go. I haven't been recording that much, but we've been doing a lot. I actually ran out of cable, used the entire box, but I have 10 lines that I pulled. Probably going to need to pull 3 more, but we got those fed all the way. They're right above Amy's office. When she's gone, that's when I'm going to pull it back through the wall. But I have it here. I have them terminated. I got 3 more that I need to terminate right here to connect up here. And Pastor Felicia just got here, so all of the other stuff, the access point for upstairs on the west wing, as well as the other 48 port that's going to replace downstairs, is here. So that's what I'm about ready to go install, move everything over, get that set up, then probably head over to Micro Center to pick up the adapters that I need for that, because I'm going to use the SFP port for that, and we'll go from there. But let's get downstairs, get that set up, and then we go on to Micro Center. All right, folks, so I'm getting ready to run out of energy, so I'm getting ready to go get something to eat here in a little bit. But we got our hands on the extra access point that we're going to be adding upstairs. Decided to go with the U7 Pro XG. This is the first time I'm messing with this one, and this one is actually only $10 more than just the regular U7. This is where they redesigned this to where it's not like the UFO shape, but it's actually pretty flat. Want to see how this is going to go. And this is going to be in a more high traffic area because this is kind of a part of the church where other groups are occupying right now. So the idea is the other groups actually install their own internet. And after I was talking with Pastor Felicia and with the church and how they've been satisfied with the internet and everything we've been doing, the idea is we're run internet everywhere. That's what that 48 port switch was for, to connect all the other jacks with the cables that were already ran, and then put Wi-Fi in the other areas that were not covered. So that way, when vendors or clients or whoever rent out space here, they don't have to pay for the internet. They could lower, that's one extra utility they don't have to do, and the church can handle that. So if, say, they decide to leave, they're going to gut everything with them, take the internet with them. If you have it available everywhere, you have it accessible to any ministry, any group, organization that decide to come in. So I'm just going to mark this off on the tile. I'm going to have to get up there and run another cable, and that 16 port switch that we moved from the basement, that's going to go in that area. So that will provide a local location for cameras that need to go there, door access, all that other stuff, and power that. So that's what I'm about ready to do. Mark off this. Then I'm going to get something to eat and head over to Micro Center to pick up some more supplies. And take a lunch break, take a break, and then start again and do some more stuff. Alrighty, folks, very, very productive day. Still got a lot of stuff to do, but we got the stuff done. I got the new modem hooked up. Pretty much just need the authorization. Somebody who has an account with Xfinity just needs to authorize this, and then that's done. We got the other cables pulled in here. Still got to pull maybe 4 more. So I got to buy some more cable for that. Didn't get a chance to replace the lock. I do have the new screws. Where were those at? I bought them for that. They're on the table somewhere. Got the other flex. This is going to be the other one that goes outside for the other cameras. Since we did that, we got to pull all the rest of this up in the ceiling. We got everything pushed over here for right now. We got our cameras in place. So we're going to push the rest of those up here. Now I have ordered a bunch of stuff since I ordered some UniFi stuff, but I had to order some stuff in my house as well too. I actually ordered, and for Antioch, I had 2 new switches for them that got damaged during the storm right before the conference, and I just bought a pack of 3. So 2 of them are going to Antioch, and I ended up putting the other one here and got rid of this old Cisco router. It was just sitting there. It really wasn't connected to anything, but just switched it out. So none of those lines are live or whatever. We got that. Have the cameras in the hallway done. I got 2 other cameras set up in the east wing, 2nd floor. That's set up. So all the cameras on the wing and the hallway are done. Just need to do 2 cameras in the cameras in the stairwells. I just need to do those. We kind of talked about we're not gonna be able to do the door unless I'm able to figure something out with the power supply, be able to work on that tomorrow. Replace the cable that goes to the east narthex, because that's the one that's actually outside here. That is in the causeway right here. That's the one where Mike pulled this cable here. This is gonna go away, but the other cable is actually right behind here. So all of this is going to go inside there. But like I said, that's what this extra cable is. I need to pull this down, rip the other cable out, push this cable through, connect that, then connect that to the other box. That's right there. You can't see because the lights are off. Got to mount the other box in there. That's going to be for the outside cameras for here for the west wing. So I might as well just mount that box and that'll be a good place. And then I just run the cables up there, or I just run one cable up there, and then I just have I kind of want to have the box down here easily accessible so that somebody doesn't have to go up on the roof to do that. So it might be good to put that box down there and just run the cables up there to each one of the cameras. And then, that'll be fine. That's what I'm thinking. That makes more sense to do. And there's already cables ran out, so I don't have to drill a hole in the wall and nothing like that. What else? I don't know. They were having an issue with being able to cast to this. I was able to get to it fine. So I don't know. But we got a few things, but tomorrow is literally it. And then we're heading back home Thursday, and then we're going to be running nonstop right when we get back. I got to head down to Norfolk right when I get back, then come back, finish getting the house set up. Ayana's coming back home. We're coming to our new home on Saturday. So I need to get her stuff straight, and then I got a bunch of other churches to do. Got stuff on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So we're rolling. But anyway, me and Pastor Felicia about ready to get something to eat, and then we'll be back in the morning to wrap up everything. And I'll just dump this whole video once I get home and edit everything so y'all can see everything that's going on up here. And I'll talk about the podcast room and all this other stuff that we're going to be doing when we come back for that as well too. Hey, good morning, folks. It is 2 minutes to 7. Been here for a little bit. Went and picked up some more cabling and all this other stuff like that. So again, this is our last day here. I have the Comcast stuff set up, but I need to activate the account. I know Amy sent me the stuff, but it's not going through. It's saying that the email address is not correct, so I'm pretty much going to have to wait until they get here to activate that. It should just have to log into account and just say okay. That's mainly it. But let me show you what we've got so far. I'm gonna finish cleaning this up. These are the telephone lines that we extended, and I may see if I can repurpose these for the cameras, because I know the cables are going downstairs somewhere. But if not, we're gonna have to pull some additional cables, 4 more lines, and that's the reason why I got all that. We're gonna put all this up in the ceiling, wrap this up, and get this out of the way. I need to go back through here because they said they have an issue with the sending and scanning and sending it to the computer. So it's most likely no communication. Look like probably it has it kind of like they had this set to a static IP to the old stuff, so probably got to log in and change that. I don't know if somebody changed it again. Should have access, but never know. And people touching stuff. But like I said, let me turn these lights on in here. So what I'm gonna do is also extend. I guess I don't want to be here too late, but I will if I have to. I'm gonna get up here, run these extra lines here. Might as well just do that instead of doing all this other stuff. Run the new lines up here, extend those back, connect that, then try and test all the other cameras. Our goal is to make sure we put the cameras in the hallways and in the staircases. That's pretty much what we're gonna resolve ourselves to be to do this trip, and then we come back, figure out what's going on with the door. Probably have to order it from somewhere else, get a refund for what I paid for, since it didn't get here, and then measure it off and maybe find somebody else, and also a backup local vendor for that. And that's mainly it. I just want to see how much further we can get, but that's what we got going on. So let me get everything squared away and pull those extra cables out of the wall, which is 4 of them. I ended up buying 4 couplers. I was not going to buy any of the keystones here because they sell 25 keystones at the store for the same price that I can get 100. So no, I'm not going to do that. And even these couplers were $7 each. Didn't want to do that, but that's pretty much what I had to work with. So anyway, let's get to work. Alrighty, folks, we've been busy. We got the cable ran outside for that camera. Got a lot of stuff done actually. I just been running around, but let me try and take you on a little bit of a tour of what we got so far. Here, it looks like this Ethernet cable is not routed back anywhere. Put a tester on it, testing all the connections. I'm not getting anything, so might have to run a new cable for that. Let's go back this way. Let's go up. Yeah, let's go up. So we are on the west side. Yeah, west side. The west wing. Coming up here. Like I said, ultimately, this is going to be made into the library. And I'm going to probably sit in front of my computer and do this. This is going to be the media room, podcast room. Write out the design for that. This was a camera Mike did when we were here originally. Down here, already had the access point here, but we added the 2 cameras right there. Closed off the panels there and here. That's what I use to feed those, and those are fed downstairs into the 48 port switch. Any other jacks that haven't been touched are live. I need to get another cable probably in that office, and I got this here to do a panel right there, but since that's stucco, I don't have everything to do with this, so we'll probably come back for that. They're doing some work here. Let's see what else we got. I'll probably work on the magnet on this one if I have metal bit that go through there. Was able to find that line, so that camera is live. That's going here. Or you know what? I need to run the cable to get into the intercom. That's what I need to do, and fish that into this side as well. So actually, let's go through this way. I'm tripping because I'm like, AJ, you have access to this stuff. So that's the door we got to get in. Coming over here, we're going to go into the other side door, and I'll show you the other stuff that we got done. Hold on one second. So in here, we got that camera done. And let me set this stuff downstairs because we got some youth upstairs in kind of like a intern kind of crafts type of stuff. But up here, got the camera up here. We rerouted and ran some of the cables here, so it's actually connecting in here. All right, and here, that's where we have the XG. We got that live in here. ran all the cables in the ceiling.
You're forcing that bolting.
Back here, this is where we're proposing to handle the internet in here. This is their current setup. They actually have a UniFi stuff here already, but this is the 16 that we added in here. I have the phone connected. This is now powering the door on this side as well too. The access point is right here. That is going, that's the uplink that feeds all the way back downstairs. So all of this is temporary. This was just to get something working, and it is live. It is talking back to the network. I wasn't able to get in here right now because, again, they're doing some stuff here, so I wasn't able to move everything to run the cable properly. But if I have a meeting with them to talk about, with them with the church, and to propose that we can do the internet here now that it's more stable, set up their own access points, segment their network if they need to, and all that fun stuff. Because really all I need to do in here is set up a VLAN on one of these, connect that as the input to their stuff, and then that's it. Or they're not using that many connections, just take those connections, just plug directly into there, and that's it. Really, really straightforward. I need to get something to eat because my stomach's hurting, but I'm gonna try and work on some other stuff now. Alrighty, so the first thing is we got this working now. Had to get some different screws to sink it a little bit tighter to this because it kept hitting the door jamb or whatever, so it wouldn't open. But that is working now, so they can actually go to lock this if they want to, and key fobs will only allow access into this. We got the cables. I didn't put that tile up. All right, I'll do that here in a second. But we got our raceway done. I couldn't find this tile. It's probably pushed up in there somewhere, but we got to come back here anyway. All these other cables, those were for the ones that we did temporarily for the telephones that were extended. We're not needing that anymore since everything was migrated over to UniFi Talk. Might use those for something else, so it's good that they are ran all the way down into the old, well, in the men's bathroom where the other stuff is. This part is done. So somebody said it was going to get tight to get the cable modem from here, and I said when I got back we were going to move it. Had some issues with Comcast to activate this, so it was mainly just having to set the MAC address here, but when I come back we'll make sure we knock that out. So we just have the old one hooked up. Everything is going to the battery backup, so if anything happens, all of this stays on. Now let's work back this way. I need to pull the fiber optic cable because that's not being used. Anyway, we got all of this done. We got this here, the old Cisco switch that wasn't really being used. We got that removed, and make sure this doesn't fall down here. But we have a Flex Mini right here. Those, I don't believe those jacks are even being used for anything, so we might actually pull that out, but it is there because we're just getting rid of all the old stuff. There, got the phones in here, got this other one in here. Pastor Felicia is in her office, but got her stuff working. And let's just make the grand walk through everything. TV is on, can be cast to, have access to that, so that is fine. All the stuff that we use today. And yeah, let's go this way. Coming back in here, all the first floor and second floor cameras are in place. Hey, have a good afternoon.
Thank you, too.
Yep. We have first and second floor cameras are set here, so that's the backup for this door. We don't have the basement one, so we got 6 more cameras to put downstairs, but we got to run new lines for that. Oh, I forgot to put that plate back up on here. Hold on a second. All right, so we got that there. Like I said, nothing down here except for the kitchen camera. Swinging up this way. Never got a chance to have a meeting with the folks upstairs. I'll probably have to do that when we get back, but we do have a second floor camera here. We did run the switch up here, so like I said, the access point for up here is working and tied into the system. We have, I think I locked this, but the other 16 port switch is in here, so that links back to everything. Now let's make a trip back downstairs. The mini hub is in here that powers the intercom down under here, and the electric strike and all that fun stuff. Let's cut across here. Now we're gonna be turning the lights off here. In the sanctuary, still got cables here in the ceiling that we did when we came here originally. So the blue cable right here is for the security camera. Is gonna face this way, another one right here. I need to write up some stuff because I believe we're gonna come back, pull down the projectors and put 98 to 100 inch TVs here. So we gotta do some cabling up there. I'm gonna move the media, instead of them being on that top lip, they're gonna be in that room that I showed you about, and we'll make it back that way. Cut over here. This is the door we gotta work on, and I need to make sure I come and measure this before I leave, so I make sure I get the height and the width of everything of that. The intercom is mounted. Didn't get a chance to drill through and connect it, but it is mounted. Got this camera here for this door, so even though that's not there, we can record anybody who's coming through here. Second floor, this is where we need to put a camera up here and probably be able to fish it over here and get it into this corner here. We have it marked in here, but we didn't have the stuff to put the door access here. Here we got our two cameras. So anybody's coming in here down the hallway, we got them. Access point up here. All the other jacks, because of the new switch, all of the jacks in the room are live, like in there in the corner. Another camera here in the front, right there. So that camera all the way down here will get if anybody comes this way. This one will get if anybody walks in here. This is going to be the media area. So we're going to have to figure out how to get connections from the sanctuary right over here. Honestly, might just drill through and do like a pipe, a 2-inch pipe in there and run everything here, maybe even a 3-inch. But this room is going to be a podcast room. I'm going to design this as well too, because I got to write it up for Pastor Felicia. This wall most likely will be a green screen, so that way the light can fill this side. 2 TVs on this side or that wall for the broadcast, workstations for the live streaming, camera control, all that fun stuff. That will be the library. Those are the old then we didn't put this one here as well too. We got to put magnetic locks on both doors up in here. That's going to be the library. These are the canned lights that they want to get rid of, so we're most likely going to do some research on some lights DMX controlled and then have them mounted on the banner, the railing over here, so that instead of them standing up, they'll be mounted about like right here, a little bit forward, so they'll be aiming in right there to control the lighting that are here. And like I said, the projectors and the projector screen, go away with that, do a 93 to 100 inch screen right there. I told them about putting an LED screen. Don't know if the budget is there for that, but that is an option. TVs would be a better jump instead of the projectors. The 2 cameras right there. All the PTZs are actually going to be upgraded to some AI tracking ones. At the same time, probably that TV is going to go away and we're going to relocate that up in the front so that it's closer. Or if it's back here now that nobody's here, maybe put a 75 right there, which will probably be better and easier to connect and to see. And like I said, from here, this window leads over here, so maybe come over here a little bit and feed through in some way, shape, or form to get over into the media room. Like I said, we need a camera here to see this side. We're headed to the narthex now. There is a camera that's going to be right here. We weren't able to get to it to drill through there, but the line is already there. We have to run a new line here because this line is bad. I don't know where it's going to. Every line I tested, I don't know where this is going. So it's probably cut somewhere or the cable is damaged. So that'll be a camera in here, another camera right here. So this will be here and going down to the steps, another one. We get up. When all of this is finished, because we don't have any cameras on those steps going up because that's blocked off because of the scaffolding. So we got this here. We need to put an exit button right there, fish all these wires through here. This is the extra cable for the camera. So that will fish through on the other side. We got that. That camera is here the same way upstairs. You got the camera that's watching this hallway. Access point on this side. All the jacks in here are live because of that 48 port switch that we did. Oh, and I didn't show, we did have telephones in each one of most of the areas. We have a total of 10 voice over IP phones and another adapter for the elevator telephone for emergencies. So phone in here, when I come back, I'm gonna pull this out and make this the jack for the phone because this is just the cable just hanging there. Feed this through, change this. So it plugs in right there. Probably gonna get a smaller rack for that there. All right, so that's this side. And we're gonna work our way back from where we just came from. A lot of work, and we still gotta go downstairs. So like I said, camera here. Same thing, I have the exit button that's not hooked up because we gotta fish this over, and there's a 2x4 right here. So I gotta dig in here and get that cable, or because this is way too close for it to be right here. Worst case scenario, we might, but I don't know. Fish all that stuff down, because see, there's obviously a path right here to get to the light switch because there's the electrical. Get to that. The intercom is mounted. Here's the hub that's gonna live here. So most likely that is gonna go over there somewhere, or no, actually it was mounted right there. So that, I could have put that back up there. But anyway, that's gonna go here. That will handle all this stuff on this side. And I gotta remember to come back and measure the door. That door. Downstairs. So again, just like on the other side, we need to have a camera here. To get the bottom of the stairs. And hold on, because I know it's dark, y'all can't see. We need a camera down here as well as on this other side to get down here into the basement. And then the old men's bathroom server room, because all the cables were here, it would have been too much of a hassle to move everything. But here's the adapter because the 66 block is right there for the phone. That will go here, whatever line, I don't know which one it is, but it's there. This is the 48 port switch, cleaned up a lot of this stuff. All of these other wires actually gonna go away because I ran out of keystones. We're gonna put a keystone here, so everything will be tapped into this. There's one line here. I forgot what that's going to. I don't remember what that's going to. But anyway, we got that done here. So all of this stuff has been cleaned up down here. So yay. You got a couple of these lines, stragglers. I have no idea what they're connected to. They weren't connected to anything, but I have no idea where it's going. So we'll probably have to figure that out when we get back. We did not put any cameras or anything in this side because I think this was like a women's like shelter or something like that. So we don't have any cameras in there, but there's no Wi-Fi in there. So the extra pipe that we ran over here, actually let's go in here because y'all see all the cables are gone because that's what we did last time. And why did they lock the door? Okay, well, the pipe was over there. We got all the cables ran in there. We could pull one, and then those 4 cables that I showed you originally that were ran down here for the phone, they're here. So what we could do is pull one of those out of the pipe and use that for an access point or a camera or anything right there because they're already there. Like I said, this side, we need a camera at the bottom here. We have the camera over here on the narthex right there that will get if anybody walks in this direction. And because of the scaffolding, we can't get here, but we need another camera up here. And then the door accesses, the mag locks, all that stuff. So again, the whole goal was to get the second door in place. We didn't get that done, but we got all of the cameras except for this side, obviously, because of the scaffolding. All the cameras and everything done. The upstairs, so the entire church is wired, which is good. And I'm tired. But let me see if Pastor Felicia got anything to say. Also, she's in the meeting, but we got our view here. Originally, it was supposed to be another security room. It looks like that might not happen now. But we'll see. So all these other cameras have not been assigned. That's going to be for all the other zones and everything like that. So this is the east and no. This is the east and then this is the west. So it rotates these no matter who's any motion in here. These are the outside. So this is the east outside. This is the west outside. That's going to be done. Oh, did I show y'all that? No, I didn't. Let me get this last part here. I forgot about. So in here, we mounted the other box here, tested the line, got the cable for that camera ran right there. So both of the boxes are here. That's going to be the one that handles all of the cameras here on the east wing. We're just going to run the cables up, use the white cable here, and that one as a pull string. Pull 4 lines up, 2 to the back, 2 to the front. They connect here, boom. And then I need to order another box. We already have another switch. I just need another outdoor enclosure that will probably go on the other side in the same type of positioning. If there's a cable there, if there's a cable not there, then we got to figure something else. And that's the same path that we might have to run cables anyway, since I'm gonna move the media room. I'm just trying to get a glance on which door that would be. So yeah, they do have a cable here. So most likely, and I never got a chance to go up to the roof, but you see they had bad cabling here. I'm probably gonna put this as close to here as possible because the cable inside of here should not be damaged. Going up is probably the problem. And like you see they got it in a pipe that done fell down here and all that other stuff. So all of this is gonna go away, but we'll put the same way, we'll put that switch here on the flex case here so it's easy to get to, and we'll just run the 4 cables up. And that is most likely a line. I should have cut this and tested, but I already packed everything up. But we'll do the same thing. That's where the cameras for the west side outside will go. And you never know. In the same way, no, I can't do that because that only has 4 jacks. I was going to say put another flex out here, and then I could have the cameras here be powered by that as well too. But like I said, we don't have enough jacks for that. But I could get another flex, just like I have on the other side, put 2 out here, punch through in the wall here, so the camera will be right here, just like over there. And then in the rear, we could do the same thing if need be. No, we don't need the back because we already got a camera. Excuse me, there. Well, no. we could use that, and that could feed the camera that goes downstairs in the basement. But anyway, we got a lot done. Still a lot of more work to do, and some new stuff with the sanctuary, the media room, podcast room. Finished setting up everything remotely for the east wing upstairs. Add their access and SSID and all that other stuff for them to make it more secure. Um, but yeah, a lot of progress in 3 days. Progress that I didn't think I was going to get done this time that I did, but stuff I didn't get done still has to be done. And I need to remember to measure that door before I leave. But I think that is about it. Let me see if Pastor Alicia is still on the phone and see if she has anything to add. And I'm looking for a tape measure. I can hear her. She's still on the call. But let me go get a tape measure, measure the stuff off, and then we'll see where we go. If you see Pastor Felicia on here, I was able to talk. If not, we'll close it out once I get back to the hotel room. Alrighty, folks. So I am back here. It's actually been a couple of days. Been busy trying to set up everything here, and I actually did record a design for the media room, but the audio was really messed up. My mixer isn't going to be here until Tuesday, so it was just taking too much to try and edit and get that stuff cleaned up. But pretty much, I wrote out the design for everything, sent that over to Pastor Felicia. Pretty much told her that either, um, well, first off, I think we're going to be back. They wanted all the security cameras and stuff like that to be done by December. So, the first week of December. So I told them that I'm available the week before Thanksgiving or the very first week of December. It all depends to finish up the initial stuff. The initial stuff is going to be, um, if it's available, run the 4 cameras, the 8 cameras outside on each one of the flat roofs. I found out I did have a third box. It actually was here. I found it in when I was unpacking, so I don't really need to buy another one. I have a flex. I just got to take that up there, mount that on the west side, and then we're good. Run the 4 cables on each side. Of there. I'll put the external cameras. We got to drill a hole, run a cable for the kitchen door because that was a faux camera that was down there. Put that there. And honestly, now that I think about it, that may be the option to get another flex. And instead of running the camera right down there, maybe put another one on the roof a little bit lower, maybe right outside on the second floor, looking down at their stairwell. That may actually be easier to do than trying to drill back through there and run a cable all the way over there. We still got to put 6 more cameras downstairs in the basement, including the stairwells. So 4 stairwell cameras. Um, I know we're still going to have to come back because the scaffolding on the stairs right outside the office is still going to be covered up, so we're not going to be able to put a camera in there. Um, put the magnetic locks on the doors, run those cables up in the wall. Um, we have the top staircase cameras there. And mainly it's just putting the rest of the cameras up in place and engage the magnetic locks and stuff like that. So with that being said, because I know we were on our and the external door, get that one because I do have the measurements off of that, and I already got the other stuff refunded back. So when I order a new one, we'll take care of that. Um, might be able to just do the power supply because I think the servo is actually working. So I'll just use that extra money to either get a power supply or maybe just a new servo because the door mechanism is actually working. So get the model, pull that servo out, and then put another one in there in a new power supply. That may work. But I think based off of what we did, I'm definitely going to have to be there for a week. So that way I'm not feeling rushed and I know I got pulled into other directions. But hopefully that will get that stuff done, and we can finish up everything. And then while I'm doing that, I believe I have to run, I'm going to get a 4-inch PVC pipe to run the cables from the sanctuary and just might have to rent that hammer drill again and drill a hole. No, no, no. Yeah, drill a hole coming out of that media room, and I think I'm just gonna do PVC that runs down the wall, mount that to the wall, run it down, run it over top of the door, and then into the wall, into the ceiling, into the sanctuary, and then maybe put a junction box on there so all the connections are just junctioned there. That would make that easy, and maybe even put it up in the ceiling or something like that so it's up out of the way. Um, but I think that would probably be the easier thing to do. And especially if I'm there a week, I should be able to do all of that there. Just got to wait to see what they think. And I think that's about it. So, um, again, Pastor Alicia, First United Methodist, thank you so much for your continued trust in me to get your stuff straight. They had a good Sunday over at the museum set up. I chimed in. I just pretty much told them that the audio was just low. I had to max out my audio on my phone and in the car and in my speakers. So just have to crank that up. They did have an issue with Facebook, but they were able to stream to the website. So that was something on Vimeo side, nothing on there. And found out that the museum is sharing internet, I believe, with the state. So I was able to remote in and help them out, but then the firewall blocks all type of remote access, so it killed that connection. So I wasn't able to really do that much after that. So we'll maybe put the UniFi VPN on there next time so I can remote in if they're going to be in there for an extended period of time. But I think that's about it, folks. I'll let y'all know when we head back out there, and we will go from there. So if you like this type of content, appreciate a like, consider subscribing, hit that bell. That way you get notified when we come out with other videos to help modernize your media ministry. And I take you on the journey of us modernizing other ministries. So anyway, folks, this is AJ. Catch you on the next video. Later.